It's National Garden Month, and with Earth Day just a few days away, we want to introduce you to some of the magnificent gardens here in Palm Beach County, Florida. Hi there, I'm Theo Dorsey, your host for the Palm Beaches TV Watch Party series. Let's start with Pan's Garden in Palm Beach. The name comes from a bronze statue at the pool's entrance. It's Florida's first all-native botanical garden and displays indigenous and often endangered plants and wildflowers. Frank Licari from On the Town in the Palm Beaches gets the story directly from the designer.
Growing up in Cuba, Jorge Sanchez fell in love with gardening. When his family moved to South Florida, that hobby turned into a full-time career with a talent that's landed him several prize jobs. Let's get to meet him.
I'm a firm believer that we're all born with a gift, and it took me quite a while to find it. But one day I realized that I love history, I love architecture, and I love plants. You put it together, and that's landscape architecture.
I was going to say, that's a pretty unique combination of things. Yeah. Where did the inspiration come for where you are today?
As a child, at the beginning of exile, I was forced to do gardening work, which I hated. Slowly, I started playing around with seeds and planting things and seeing the beauty of developing that.
Tell me a little bit about where we stand right now.
This is Pan's Garden that was done for the Preservation Foundation of Palm Beach about 25 years ago or so. Basically, it was one of my earlier projects. They bought this property, which were basically two lots. One of them, the north end, was a nasty parking lot, and where we're standing now was a very dilapidated house. First tree that came in is that oak that came in from Central Florida.
It's very fitting that the oak is the centerpiece,
The
right?
centerpiece, exactly. We were first looking for an oasis in the middle of town. So we're in the center of town, and you feel as if you're out in the country. This was the first planned, man-made native garden in the southeast. There weren't any others.
You didn't even know that while you were making it?
No, we had no idea.
Wow, so you were creating history while you were doing this.
We created a little bit of history.
Good for you. But this isn't the only place you've created.
We redid Worth Avenue from head to toe, from building to building.
That's a big
number of years.
responsibility, right?
It was a big one, let me tell you. We unified it by taking the sidewalks and designing them as tabby sidewalks with a design that goes throughout. We did sitting areas every so many feet. We added trees to give a little shade, and we did pocket parks, putting coconut palms up and down the avenue. And Palm Beach is Palm Beach because of the coconut.
Right,
You know.
that makes sense.
Next up, we travel to Mounts Botanical Garden in West Palm Beach. Their mission is to educate and inspire through nature. It's a 20-acre tropical oasis with literally thousands of species of plants and flowers and exotic fruit trees. But today, the Wild Palm Beaches is showcasing a spectacular display made entirely of Legos. Take a look.
Nature Pop is an exhibition created entirely with Lego bricks here at Mounts Botanical Garden. It's an exhibition of really fun, bold, bombastic sculptures that you get to experience while you wander through nature. I've been creating art with Lego bricks professionally for about 15 years. I'm actually the first person in the world that the Lego company allowed to buy in bulk. And so I now have millions and millions of Lego pieces at my studio, and I create all kinds of sculptures with them. Every single sculpture is built brick by brick, piece by piece, layer by layer, one brick at a time. I glue them together, but there's no cheating. It's all done au naturel, the way that Lego is meant to interconnect. All of the sculptures here contain over 800,000 Lego pieces, and they took me over 5,000 hours to assemble. That's 2.5 years of full-time work. Some of the sculptures that you'll see here at Mounts Botanical Garden are a mother polar bear together with her babies, a zebra that is for no reason at all colored the way a child would color it. There's a woodpecker pecking on a lava lamp. There's tons of bunnies. There's a fox, snow leopard. There's a tree frog. I've got a sculpture of a grandfather gardening together with his granddaughter, and a family of deer, which is really a sculpture of me and my family and that feeling we all have when we have kids. Mounts Botanical Garden is such a beautiful place. I'm really, really excited to have my artwork on display here. Just walking around, smelling the flowers, seeing the butterflies, seeing the tranquil reflections on the lake. It's an absolutely wonderful place to be able to display my art, and I'm really, really proud to have it here.
All the Legos, all the Lego art is so wonderful, and it's set in such a pristine, beautiful backdrop of all of this beautiful garden. You guys got to check it out. It is something to behold.
I love how all the Legos are very colorful, and I think a really nice touch is that the artist puts a little bit of his personality and his own personal stories into the sculpture, so it really brings it to life.
The fact that he takes hours and hours to build one sculpture is pretty mind-blowing.
So we're standing in front of a sculpture of a woodpecker that's pecking at a tree looking for some bugs, except for no reason at all, the tree is a lava lamp. I kind of wanted to make sure that as you explored the exhibit, there was no visual fatigue going on. Every time you turned a corner, there was something new and something different, something silly, maybe something that'll make you think. It's an honor to have my work be a part of the wild Palm Beaches.
What an amazing and colorful display. Now, let's head south to Delray Beach to the Morikami Museum and Japanese Gardens. What began as an early Palm Beach County farming settlement transformed into a breathtaking piece of Japanese culture.
In 1904, George Morikami, along with some other Japanese settlers, established a colony here called the Yamato Colony. When he was getting older, he wanted to give this land to the people of Palm Beach County to enjoy. So we have 17 acres of Japanese-style gardens that spans about 1,000 years of interpretation. The garden is called Rojien in Japanese, which means Gardens of the Drops of Dew. And it was designed and built by Hoichi Kurisu, who is a very well-known Japanese garden designer.
If we could find a dragon, I think that the audience would really appreciate that.
I think you need to spend the night.
Okay.
You pitch a tent
It
and
only
spend
comes
the
out at
night.
night.
It comes out
Smart.
at night.
Smart.
That's why most of our visitors don't see them.
Okay, okay.
Very
See,
elusive. This institution is unique in the country because we're the only collecting institution that focuses on Japanese art and culture. This is a wonderful exhibit that showcases early traditional Japanese art and craft, Japanese baskets, a quintessential aspect of everyday life. This size of a garden, a Japanese-style garden, is unique in the world. It is understood to be kind of a jewel, South Florida.
Sure.
Sights and attractions.
Now, we've shown you some incredible gardens today, but they're a tiny fraction of the beautiful landscapes everywhere in the Palm Beaches. Come for a visit and see for yourself. Go to thepalmbeaches.tv to watch the full episodes of the shows featured on today's watch party. I'm Theo Dorsey. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you next week.